Good morning and welcome to the Daria Reactions. I am Fred. If you are new to the channel, I'm glad that you found us. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. What the Daria Reactions is my excuse to rewatch every episode of MTV's Daria in production order. And I say rewatch because I was in high school when Daria was first airing on MTV. Matter of fact, the season 4 basically lines up with my junior and senior year of high school, like end of junior year, start of senior year. And I have to be real specific on that because, as I talked about before, episodes that aired in July and August of the summer of 2000, I did not see until after their initial air dates and reruns. And that also extends to the movie Is It Fall Yet? I don't think I ever seen like the original cut of that film, the version that aired initially. I think I've always seen like the edited version that they put on like the afternoons on some of like the Saturday afternoon marathons, but we'll talk about that when we eventually get around to watching that movie. So anyway, we are in season 4. We got 3 episodes left, and this week's episode is titled "Groped by an Angel." I don't remember a damn thing about that episode, but it's the worst title of any episode in the history of the series, and we've gone through everything from, well, let's see, psychotherapy of human bonding, Legends of the Mall, Mart of Darkness. Granted, these are all season 4 episodes, and obviously fresh in my mind because I have it up over here, over on the second monitor already. Uh, but Groped by an Angel is easily the worst title of anything possible that's not associated with bad fan fiction. And believe me, I know a thing or two about that. So how we do it, we do the display capture, we turn the blurs on and off to get, to appease the copyright holders. You don't hear any audio because I tend to do a running commentary of sorts. And plus you get the genuine uncut reactions. Typically there is always going to be something that gets my attention, and which has been the case with season 4 and some of the more recent episodes that we've gone through. Is that the episode? There are instances where close-ups of the characters, or at least from the torso on up, is not perfectly flush with the bottom of the frame, where there's just like a bit of a noticeable gap at times. And I'll try not to point that out going forward. But when you're watching something intently, you're paying attention and trying to notice individual details and such, you will tend to pick up and notice such things. And as I said, so you get my full uncut reaction, commentary, discussion. You don't hear any of the audio from the episode in and of itself, which was a good thing last week with the last week's episode, which is the one episode that's on the complete series DVD box set, which we have here in a replacement case. That the last week's episode had Girls Just Want to Have Fun, the Cyndi Lauper tune, appearing 3 separate times, or playing 3 separate times in the content of the episode. So if I did not have the audio muted, I would more likely have been getting like copyright claims and strikes and stuff just based on that, because of how screwy the music industry is when it comes to major popular songs from 40 years ago. Anyway, let's get into it here. Groped by an Angel. Oh, this has a Daria Day episode intro too. Alrighty. Wonder what costumes Daria and Jane are wearing this time. Yep. Uh, they're going. Daria Daria is dealing with challenges to her skeptical worldview. The angel costumes were quite cute on both of them. Just saying. Is Jake putting a chandelier on? She was going to electrocute him? Unsolved mysteries? Yes, you should. Yes, you should make fun of such things. Like, there's a reason why shows like Unsolved Mysteries and what was the one with what was the one hosted by Jonathan Frakes? I totally forget the name of that show. Well, oh yeah, okay. Kevin misunderstanding the Eyes of March being the time of the month. Brittany averages C minus. Cool. Like party at Brittany's place. Oh wow, and Mr. O'Neill says is going to invite himself to the party. Like why? Why would he even go to a party just because that? Oh, because Brittany said everyone was invited, and but how sad is Mr. O'Neill's social life? I'm going to try not to hang up on that and hope that he doesn't show up at Brittany's party. Windshield makes anything worse, by the way, when it comes to the cold, especially if you live in a drafty house like mine. Oh, Trent is going to be playing at a high school party. Algebra. Brrr. Ilmore, a deadbeat dad on Six Sad World. That's rather clever. So Tom's out of town. Okay, so that. As a matter of fact, Tom hasn't been in the last couple episodes. No, at least not since he and Jane had a bit of a tiff over the gummy bears. New 100 clams for what? For a crystal? For a cheerleader horn? The kid just kicked his sports car. Huh? Look at that. Jake got the chandelier up. Quinn's reading a book on the guardian angels. That's that's kind of well, we gotta give credit there. Quinn's at least reading, and not a fashion magazine. The Daria's eye roll was classic there. Like helping is spiritual. What the actual hell? Uh, whoa! Quinn has a guardian angel, and oh boy, this better not interfere with any antics at Brittany's party. Okay, where's Sandy to come along? No, the sweater. No, like Quinn is as tall as Sandy. No, Quinn is actually no. Are they? No, Sandy is actually taller than Quinn there by actually a couple of inches. Which is nuts. Is it relevant? To say Daria is a skeptic is, an understatement. Oh, you got the three J's, and who's this fourth dude? Stacy's actually hanging on Quinn's every word. So everybody's getting on the Angel bandwagon. It reminds me of that Simpsons episode where they had that angel that popped up there. Which the three J's when they kicked the shit out of Quinn's guardian angel. Oh wow. Sandy's gonna hurl. Oh, they had the dressing was bad. They're gonna hurl. Yeah, so am I. This is going a bit surreal. Party Planet. Didn't one like a major like party city or something just go bankrupt and they're shutting down, or they shut down all their stores? Yes, he is. Yes, she is. That's Daria's thing. She has to be quick to judge. What's the harm in Quinn thinking someone's looking out for her? Everything. Why? Because wait, doesn't those jeans end up being like quite fashionable? They get 50 with each. Adari got a 50, get the $50 bill cleanly, while Quinn gets two 20s and a 10. This is really a weird episode. Oh, good. We do get to see the party at Brittany's, and which has Mystic Spiral performing at it. So check the sound. Oh, break the glass! Break the glass! Respect the beliefs of your family members when it comes to religious and spirituality. Nah. You know what's looking out for people like Quinn in the world today? People who with low self esteem. Simple as that. Is how you explain Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, Donald Trump. So they got three guitars outright. So who's playing bass? They actually have a full song for Mystic Spiral, which is actually quite cool. And Upchuck is taking a shot at Brittany's mom. Or stepmom, rather. Uh, yeah, go for it, Upchuck. Go for it. Well, and he missed it. Granted, this was around the time like after American Pie coming out, if memory serves me right. Oh, they're gonna beat the crap out of Mr. O'Neill. Kill the kid. Wow, hell of a wet spot placement there. Oh boy, this is not going to go well. Yeah, Mr. O'Neill could be considered an alien. That's like the most surreal thing. Like you have met Daria before. Brittany has become an honor student. Oh, is it shattered? No, okay. It is a bullhorn. Well, considering the kid, her little brother is a brat. Oh my goodness. The Guardian, and Quinn's face is totally shaken. Well, now Daria has to play big sister. Same difference. They say Daria is smart. Yes. Helen's in the background listening in. Yeah, definitely don't mention it. Yeah, Daria got to be the had to be a big sister role. Wow, no cyber French restaurants. That's yeah. You can definitely tell this is definitely 2000 with a number of the references. There was like no phones in the classroom, which I didn't mention earlier, and it's like and talk about cyber dates and things of that sort because they are about the same age. All right. Okay, this is going to be a tough episode to talk about because the subject matter and the whole thing with the Quinn going on the kit of having a guardian angel. Well, it led to a few interesting gags, especially when as the build towards Quinn's faith being rattled over like the having a drink spilled on her and sitting on the mixing board and shattering the Britney's bullhorn. Um, this is really a this is it's really a real bleh episode. It's I get the whole idea of like trying to tackle some sort of spirituality, especially among if you, at the time targeting a high schooler audience. Like I totally get that, but to but the guardian angel route would probably be the closest that they could get away with as well as directing any type of reference to Christianity and its various subcults, to put it mildly. There, uh, the build up using Britney's party as a bit of a framing device. It's also at least a bit of a letdown there because you got the three J's who assume that Mr. O'Neill is Quinn's guardian angel and goes out smart the three J's are, and them confronting Mr. O'Neill says that yeah we're gonna take him outside and we're gonna beat the crap out of him. It's like you know that they weren't gonna go that far, but at the same time, it's like there were good ideas, stuff that was like clearly built up for, but was no payoff or resolution because of the main subject matter. I would dare say this is probably one of the worst. I mentioned at the beginning is like one of the either at the end of last week's video or the beginning of this one that the episode title is easily the worst for every episode of Daria that we have seen in as part of this series and this rewatch of I'm doing. But this is, I would dare say, it's probably the worst episode. I, it's like how. It's like, was there an episode at this point I can say that was actually worse? Because I don't think I don't think there's an episode that's as bad as this one. No, up to this point in the series, this this is actually the worst episode of Daria. And obviously, I haven't seen the remainder of the last two episodes of season 4 and season 5 since you know 24 and 23. Excuse me, it was like 24 years and 25 years ago, respectively, at this point in time. But I just looked at the full episode list. There's not an episode as bad as this one. Don't get me wrong; it has some good moments in it. It's like I like the ending bit with Daria, having that big sister moment and putting aside her own beliefs and everything, and her worldview to like be that big sister to Quinn in that situation. To close out the episode, but at the same time, it's like the road to get there was just bad. yeah, I got nothing else to say. But I don't want to say I hate this episode, but it's it's not an episode I would willingly watch again. And somehow it was featured on Daria Day. It's an episode that has a Daria Day intro. So it must have resonated with some fans and viewers of back in the day. But at the same time, it's like, bruh. Overall, there's just nothing there. It's like there is no surrealness or something like that can make you go over the top. You can probably say that it's like, okay, the chandelier nearly coming down on Quinn, and her, and it just missing her by like a few seconds. It's probably the most over the top this gets, and the fashion club all getting sick because they put the same type of dressing, probably bad dressing, on their salads and such, and having to hurl afterward. Maybe if there was something more of like a balance, if there's some sort of payoff at all, because it's like I'm actually trying to think. It's like, how the hell could this episode have been better? And the main plot is just what hamstrings it, because there's probably a lot of like wasted potential with like, okay, Brittany having a party to celebrate her mediocrity, because there was some good stuff there with her stepmom, because that little interaction there with Upchuck was kind of clever. There was stuff with Mystic Spiral, with Trent, is like on the whole thing was like sub zero and cold temperatures. Uh, that was kind of interesting there, and the fact that Mystic Spiral was actually playing at this type of gig is kind of like them not in their usual type of setting, which is, we haven't seen that since like what was it, Speed Trapped, the episode with the road trip episode where they end up having to play uh at a children's party. Uh, maybe if the episode is like, if you flip the two, if I like, if there was no focus on the guardian angel spirituality aspect, this could have been a fun episode with all the antics and stuff going on at Brittany's party, which, that would have drawn. Then this episode would have been like drawn some like strong comparisons to the season 1 episode, The Invitation, which is the iconic Brittany party episode, the one where Jane hooks up in the laundry room with someone. And where which also has a great moment with Upchuck in it too, is like him driving Quinn, Jane, and Daria home. So it's like, okay, so they couldn't do so if they couldn't do like a full party episode, because they already did one at Brittany's house. Ooh. And this is an episode that was completely hamstrung by its subject matter. I can't think of a way that where it could have been better. Like, if you focus on the party, then you're going to draw comparisons to the earlier party episode. So like, what do you do differently there? It's like, I don't know. Well, you'll never see me watch this episode ever again. I can safely say that. So we got 2 episodes left in season 4, and then I have to figure out exactly how I'm going to handle the watching of is it fall yet? Because I want to watch things in order, and that'll be like a 75 minute. That'll be like a 90, close to like an 89 to 90 minute long video. Maybe I'll divide that into 2 parts. Who knows? Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe. Be sure to join us over on our Twitch channel at the time of this recording and when this video should be going up. Our main game over on Twitch is going to be Dragon Age the Veilguard on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. We're also doing Mass Effect Legendary Edition, as well as like some other stuff like Overwatch and Phasmophobia, depending on who's available for like some co-op stuff, of course. And with that said, we'll see you next week in the next video. See you then, folks.